Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to Knicks Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I want to give you guys my thoughts of the New York Knicks versus the Philadelphia 76ers game that was today. I was actually at the game. I was at MSG, and I just got home, just got off the train, so I know this video is coming out way after the game was wrapped up. As you guys know, the New York Knicks fell short. It was a competitive game. It was a really fun game to be at, but man, oh man, is Joel Embiid and James Harden really frustrating to watch in person, just in terms of them going to the free throw line every single time down the court, especially Joel Embiid. He was unbelievable, just driving to the paint, drawing fouls, and the refs, not that good of a game today, as you guys saw from the NBA refs. It was just absolutely bad call after bad call. It's driving me insane. But in this video, I want to give you guys my thoughts of what we saw from the New York Knicks against the Philadelphia 76ers, because there's a lot to really break down in this game, whether it comes from the really good play from Emmanuel quickly, finally breaking out of his slump, RJ Barrett continuing his dominance, Evan Fournier having a good game, and then Julius Randle. I'm going to talk about him a lot in this one. And of course, the man of the hour, Alec Burks. He does not need to be playing point guard. How many times do I gotta tell you guys that? I don't need to tell you guys that. You already know that. How many times do I have to tell Tom Thibodeau or the Knicks brass that Alec Burks at the point guard spot is only gonna make everything around him bad? I mean, guys, we're gonna get right into the stats right away. Alec Burks, 6 points, 0 assists. Are you kidding me? Alec Burks, your starting point guard, 2 turnovers. I do not understand the stubbornness from Tom Thibodeau that Alec Burks remains the starting point guard. And he literally said a couple days ago on the press conference that the only 2 players that he's considering at the point guard spot is Alec Burks and IQ. IQ deserves it over him. And I know that Emmanuel quickly has struggled all year long. I know that he's not a bona fide point guard, but you work with what you got. Who I really want to get minutes, and everybody else wants to get minutes as well, that's Deuce McBride. And the only way that happens is if Alec Burks gets out of the rotation, but that's not happening because Tom Thibodeau is a crush on him, and Tom Thibodeau's favorite player is Alec Burks, and he's not going anywhere as long as Tom Thibodeau is the New York Knicks head coach, which is really frustrating because McBride deserves minutes. I would love to see quickly starting and McBride coming off the bench. That would be just a really fun youth win, because what is there to play for, guys, anymore? There's 20 games left in the season. We are nowhere near the play-in tournament. There's nothing else to play for. So I'm all about playing the youth, and today it really showed that Alec Burks just provides nothing. So let's get right into this game of what I saw from individual performances, how we were able to defend Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. The one thing I will say about Tom Thibodeau's rotations that I'm a fan of recently is Jericho Sims is now the official backup center behind Mitchell Robinson, with Taj Gibson and Nerlens Noel healthy. Now, Nerlens Noel is not 100% healthy. He is dealing with something in his foot, but he's able to play, but he's not back at 100%. Like, he's active, he's in uniform, so he could go out there. But for whatever reason, Tom Thibodeau is putting Jericho Sims out there, and I'm not complaining because he had a really good game today. No, he did not have the best game. He did foul out, but hey, the 58th overall pick in the back end of the second round, going up against Joel Embiid, an MVP favorite in the Eastern Conference or the entire NBA, and going out there and showing some flashes of being able to, match up against him. And yes, Joel Embiid got the better of him, obviously, just drawing fouls left and right. Sims ended up fouling out as well as Mitchell Robinson in this game because Joel Embiid just went to the paint and did whatever he wanted. It just seemed like he had a mission where I'm going to the paint and I'm either getting fouled or I'm getting a bucket. There's no in between. And there were some times where Jericho Sims and Mitchell Robinson had like 1, 2, 3, or 4 times where they were able to stop Joel Embiid and put up a bad shot. Of course, there were some times where Joel Embiid got the better of Jericho Sims and Mitchell Robinson, but there were some signs of flashes of them being able to match up against them. But obviously, Joel Embiid, I think he had his career high, the most free throw attempts of his entire NBA career in this game. I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere on Twitter that this game had the most fouls of all time in any NBA game in history. That was crazy because I witnessed this every single time down the court. I saw Joel Embiid going to the free throw line. So obviously the Knicks were not able to adjust to Joel Embiid just going to the paint and James Harden being the orchestrator that he is. They were just not able to really close the door. I think that has been the story of this New York Knicks team in the past couple of weeks and the entire season. Is we're not able to play 48 minutes and play good basketball when it matters the most with 5-6 minutes remaining. And Julius Randle does not step up in the clutch when we need him. We do not have a bona fide point guard to really do anything for us to orchestrate stuff. And Emmanuel quickly, he had a really good game today. I really feel like IQ deserves a lot of credit for what he showed, his energy, his confidence. We missed this. Obviously, he's not been doing this all season long at all. We saw that flash of it the last game before All-Star break against the Brooklyn Nets. We saw Emmanuel quickly kind of break out, and then against the Miami Heat didn't really do anything that was good, and then today he seems like the rookie Immanuel Quickley that everybody fell in love with. Don't you guys forget what Immanuel Quickley did for the New York Knicks as a rookie season. I do not think his rookie season was a fluke. I do think that Immanuel Quickley has what it takes to do this at a consistent basis. He just needs to find his confidence, find his rhythm. He has a sophomore slump this year, and I'm really hoping that Immanuel Quickley can prove that he can continue this play for the rest of the season. Immanuel Quickley off the bench had 21 points, 5 rebounds, 3 of 7 from downtown, and most impressively, to be honest, 8 for 8 from the free throw line. That's another thing that I completely forgot to even bring up about this game. And the Knicks season as a whole is the free throw line has been detrimental to this entire team. Besides Immanuel Quickley, we got to praise IQ for going 8 for 8 from the free throw line, because outside of him, we had RJ go 6 of 10. Evan Fournier 0 for 3 from the free throw line. Julius Randle 7 of 12. Mitchell Robinson 0 for 1, but we expect that. We need to hit our damn free throws, because there were so many times where we would be able to be either tied with the Sixers or even ahead of them if we just hit our free throws at a normal clip like any other average NBA team. I mean, you see what Joel Embiid and James Harden are doing. Every time they go to the free throw line, they're cashing it in. Obviously, they shoot at such a high volume, so nobody expects that. But Harden was 10 for 10 at the free throw line. Joel Embiid was 23 of 27. What? That is unreal. I cannot believe he shot 27 free throws. And for him to cash 23 of that 27, that's pretty impressive. But obviously, him getting to the paint and him drawing that many fouls, that's a problem in the NBA, not really the Knicks. I don't really feel like we should blame the Knicks for what Joel Embiid just did to them by going to the free throw line 27 times. You go to NBA Twitter, not just Knicks fans, but the entire NBA fans around the world are saying that was one of the most weirdest games I ever watched. Not fun seeing the Philadelphia 76ers go to the free throw line and shoot 37 free throws between James Harden and Joel Embiid combined. That's outside of all the other players on the Sixers that shot free throws. So that was really frustrating. But Immanuel Quickley, getting back to him, really good day for him. Hopefully he can finish out the season consistently. RJ Barrett, 24 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 9 of 22 from the field, and 2 steals. And RJ Barrett, he's coming off that 46 bomb, and he started off this game a little rough. He was missing a lot of layups, I noticed, and it was getting to him, and he was really trying to lock in defensively on James Harden. And then the second half, he came out there and was finishing at the rim. He was really driving through, it felt like the entire offense is now running through RJ Barrett. I kind of noticed that. Which is a really good thing. I really hope that Tom Thibodeau realizes that RJ Barrett might be the best player on this team, even though he's the youngest player on this team. So they should allow the offense to run through RJ Barrett freely, and we saw that tonight. And he was just driving to the paint, drawing contact. And I think the next step of RJ Barrett's game, I think we all know this, is he got to hit his free throws. That's something that he's aware of. He hit 200 free throws in practice the day before. He's aware that the free throws need to be fixed, and he shot 10 free throws and only hit 6 of those. We need that percentage to be around 80% minimum by year number 4, because he is getting the calls now. He is going to the paint, and he's getting a knack of how to draw the fouls and being aggressive, and he's going to the free throw line a lot. So we really need to make sure that he works on those free throws. But outside of that, we've seen nothing but brilliant of RJ Barrett. The last 5 games, he's averaging just under 30 points per game, his best 5-game stretch of his entire NBA career. So we're seeing RJ Barrett just becoming a star before our very eyes. You just absolutely love to see it. Evan Fournier had a really good game today, 24 points. When he's hot, he's unstoppable. And Julius Randle had a very interesting game to me. Being at the game in person, I was really looking at Randle to see how his energy was like, what was different from him than other games, and I'm really curious, or last season rather. And Julius Randle going 4 of 13, he did not get any shots up in the clutch. He was really sporadic with the ball. Turnovers, had 3 of them. RJ struggled with turnovers as well. He had 4. But Julius Randle, 16 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. It's not terrible, a near triple-double, but I do expect Julius Randle to do more, especially when it matters the most with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, because we just let the 76ers take over when it mattered the most late in the fourth quarter, and Julius Randle is just nowhere to be found. Mitchell Robinson got fouled out. We all know that. And off the bench, Cam Reddish got a decent amount of minutes, 16 minutes, 6 points, as well as Obi Toppin with 6 points, and Jericho Sims, you got to give him credit. He had 10 rebounds, and I noticed, this is honestly crazy that I'm seeing his final stat of Jericho Sims is 10 rebounds, because the first time Jericho Sims got checked into the game, he played like a good maybe 7 minutes or 8 minutes on the floor, and he got 10 rebounds in that 7 minutes. I remember being at the game and looking up at the stat sheet, and when Jericho Sims first subbed out, he had 10 boards. I was like, wow, That's impressive. Jericho Sims attacking the glass. You love to see that from a rookie, especially late in the second round. What more can you ask? So yeah, guys, that's really my thoughts about the game today. Obviously, I did not expect a victory at all going to the game. I just want to see a competitive ball game between the Knicks and the Sixers. Experiment what James Harden's like with Joel Embiid. Obviously, that's really interesting to me as an NBA fan. See RJ Barrett continue to play. Watching Emmanuel quickly finally getting out of his slump. And of course, seeing Cameron Reddish get some minutes. Jericho Sims. I know at this point in the season, it really is hard to talk about the Knicks. And if you guys are even watching this video up until this moment, I really kudos you, because that means you're a diehard Knicks fan, just like myself. And I really appreciate all the support on this channel. So leave a comment down below your thoughts about this game. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Any takeaways that you have, maybe from the rotations, or what do you expect for the rest of the season? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Like the video if you guys enjoy, and I'll catch you in my next video. Let's go Knicks. Peace.